tariffs are taxes. The president argues that he's using them to negotiate a better treatment of American intellectual property and tariffs against American products going into China. The challenge is that it's a weapon, tariffs, that raise the cost of goods and services on Americans. Tariffs on Chinese goods are paid by American consumers. So it's sort of one of those trade wars where you're shooting your own team and asking whether the other team is willing to quit. He's hopefully making some progress. This is what they're saying. If we can get this settled sooner rather than later, if we can get the tariffs off so that this becomes a move towards free trade, as the NAFTA redo was okay, the European effort is moved towards 0-0-0 with zero tariffs, zero tariff barriers, and zero subsidies. That's a fine direction for the negotiations to continue on. We need to get that kind of certainty on China, because here domestically, you have the Democratic Party has just taken over the House of Representatives. They want a carbon tax, which France is busy playing with. So the uncertainty is not just with China. It's unlikely in the next 2 years we get any tax reform or even technical corrections to the previous tax bill. We're certainly not going to get lower taxes. The Democrats will be pressing for higher taxes. The sooner we can settle the trade skirmish war, the sooner the weapons of tariff barriers are put down and replaced by an agreement, the better off we are. That said, we need to do something about China's treatment of our IP.
So, so what is it, though, that you think is going to turn this story? Meaning we continue to, we're back to the kick the can phrase, I guess. But, we're kicking the can. So what is it that could happen, do you think, over the next 90 days that could actually change this story that couldn't have happened 90 days ago?
Well, when people see the stock market go up and down, China has its own economic challenges, its own demographic challenges as it looks forward. It is in both countries' interest to come to an agreement that makes trade easier, less discriminatory against the Americans, but also begins to fix IP. We have as allies here the Europeans, who feel mistreated by China for all the same reasons that President Trump and the American economy and American businessmen do. So I think we have more leverage in this fight because the world is at our back, unlike the fight with Europe or the fight with Canada and Mexico. The rest of the world goes, where would the Americans on this one? That's helpful. And I don't know that people quite, this is not Trump and the Chinese leadership beating heads. It's the whole rest of the world going, China, come on, this is too much. We need to get this fixed.
We've tried with them before. We haven't gotten that before. You know who you sound like, Grover? You sound like a soybean farmer. It's like, I don't like this, but I hope something good comes of it. You kind of admit the possibility that maybe if it's done quickly, that maybe there could be a positive outcome. Because that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think it is a worthwhile pursuit to try to get China to change its ways? And if you say yes to that, I know you hate tariffs, and you say it, when we get into the notes, tariffs or taxes, tariffs or taxes. You say it looked like, Jack Nicholson. Like, he wrote it over and over and over and over again. That's what I saw it on your note. But is there another instrument, not as blunt force, that could really, there it is, Grover, we got that. I was thinking all work and no play makes Grover a dull boy. But is there some other way that you would suggest? I heard the European stuff, but I don't know. It's like there weren't a whole lot of options left.
I think this is why the Trump administration is threatening tariffs as sort of, look, taking out an appendix with a baseball bat is maybe not the best tool. Tariffs are not necessarily the best tool, but there is this tremendous frustration that we'd be better off doing something.
But I can't then figure out what are you supporting then?
Yeah, there's a fly on your face.
But but that's the thing that I can't figure out, Grover. There's part of me that hears you saying, I actually think we need to fix this. We need to push the Chinese around to get to the place we want to get to. And at the same time, you're saying this is not the way to go do it.
Well, I would take the approach of talking to everybody else in Asia and beginning to negotiate better trade agreements with them to make it easier for people to run their supply chains through Indonesia, through Japan, through Korea, through other countries, Malaysia, other than China, to give us more leverage on that. It's been easier to do it through China than some of these other places.
That's called TPP. We didn't do that.
Well, no. You see, NAFTA is now the treaty formerly known as PRINCE. So we can take TPP and say, hey, you know what? It's now this other thing.
Yes.
Make some changes.
USMC.
Good first start.